27 minutes. It's better than nothing. Sorry, but you can't see at night, so I'm just leaving it like that. Time to indulge with unhealthy habits. Whoa. Of drinking coffee with flavors in it. It's not really good for you. But you know what? I don't care. I'm frustrated and annoyed. I need to get out of the stupid area I'm in. That is not beneficial for me. I think I'm just gonna go where my kids are after this winter's over. Or whatever, if I even make it. If my car makes it through the winter, that would be nice to see, but I'm not gonna jinx. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about today. Let me think. What should I do today? Something interesting, yeah? Okay, how about I gotta get my brakes done. How do I go I just went to the mechanic and they're like, oh, your brakes don't need to be done. I'm like, are you sure? You know, because they are squeaking. But like right now, I just heard the metal when I put my foot down. So I gotta go back to the mechanic and figure that out because I am not going to risk my car having faulty brakes or something, or brake pads, need to be replaced in the winter time. That's a no, hell no. Keep the car in top shape as much best as I can. So, I try to do so it's in good shape considering the year and all that. So, later on, maybe next year, I'll get a lease on a new car. If I go to Michigan, let's say. Ooh, the wind is windy. Moving the signs. That's what the creek noise is. You hear that noise? It's very windy. So if I do go to Michigan or whatever, which I don't want to do. Damn it, man. I don't want to do that, but I might have to because I am not able to see my kids at all. It's just inhumane to treat the mother of the kids like this. Like, I didn't do anything wrong to my kids to deserve that kind of, oh, you can't be with your mother. Come on. Prove it. Prove that I'm neglectful or I'm no good. That's what he's trying to do right now in court. Prove that I'm no good. Alright, try it. I don't have nothing to hide, I admit my mistakes or whatever, my misjudgments. And I try to strive to be better. My mistakes for dealing with the wrong kind of guy. Once I left my husband, I was with the wrong kind of guy. Then, he got to the point. I kind of noticed right away that I had to get rid of him at one point because it was just gonna escalate from there. I could tell the red flag. So I just got rid of him. Thankfully, I thought of a plan to get him to leave and get him to stay out. That's another reason I moved out of the place, I guess, too, because I didn't want to be turning back to where I live. It's very complicated to describe what it's like for me as a victim, me as a victim when I don't consider I mean, like, victim as in my childhood, you know, what was done to me, kind of caused me to pick the people I picked, tolerate abuse for as long as I did, you know, not want to tell anybody about the abuse when I first got involved with the first guy, which, you know, I met him when I was in high school. I mean, what can you really say? Right? It's not an excuse. But I was very young and impressionable. I was trying to get away from my abusive parents. I thought this guy was a knight in shining armor. He was gorgeous. Gorgeous, but I think I overdid the admiration towards him, you see, because I thought, like, I was very attractive when I was that young, in teen years, okay? Not to brag or anything, I'm just explaining that my point of view wasn't like that. It wasn't like, oh, I look good and I can get any guy I want. I can do anything I can want in my life if I put my mind to it. I was not confident like that at all. So I was very self-conscious. I always put a lot of makeup on. I had to do my hair and nails all the time, which is fine. Man, I miss doing that. If I had the money, I would definitely go back to doing that. Like, that's self-care, you know? But the thing is, I had to do it. See? I had to spend at least an hour and a half getting ready every morning to make sure I look perfect, which actually drew more attention to myself, which was negative because there was a lot of predators. I grew up in the city, you know, so most people walk around and there's a lot of people in the streets that try to holler at you. Okay, just holler at you means, you know, trying to talk to you in the ghetto smart slang. Trying to holler at me. Anyway, but look, I was always faithful to one guy, whoever I was dating anyway, but, you know, it wasn't, I've been tricked multiple times where, you know, people would try to act like they were my friend, but they really wanted to sleep with me kind of thing, and it ended badly usually for them. You know, I wasn't promiscuous at all, but I was loyal to one man, and I would give everything to that man, and I mean everything. And unfortunately, it blinded me to my own self, you know. It blinded me to my own potential. It blinded me from anything because I wanted to please this man. And this proves to me, you know, going back in time, you notice that this guy definitely was always a narcissist. And I fell into his addiction of attention. I fell into it thinking this was love. This is what love was. Infatuation, you know, lust, all that. I thought it was love because I wasn't a promiscuous type of woman, girl. I was a girl. I wasn't. But I had a very, very low self-esteem because before I became a teenager and blossomed into my teen years, I was picked on a lot and made fun of, and I was so quiet, so very quiet. That was one of the reasons why I got picked on. So, and it was painful. It was like a painful social anxiety problem I was having due to the chaos going on in my family and with my stepfather and the abuse, and having me go through that and see it and try to protect my sisters and my brother because I was the oldest. I am the oldest, but I still am, right? The oldest one always gets the shit end of the stick, let me tell you, in a toxic family. They get the worst of the worst treatment. And usually it's the oldest ones that realize later on in life or even earlier that they're being abused, and they seek the truth. And I always seek the truth. I'm a truth seeker. You know, so, but I was entangled with the wrong person at a very young age. I moved out of my parents or whatever they are's house very early. And, you know, at 17, I moved out. Actually, she basically kicked me out, you know. At 17, she was just like, okay, listen, you gotta go because you're just causing problems here. She always took the side of her boyfriend or whatever he is. Okay, well, my stepfather, I guess you could call him, but they were never married. I came from the lowest of the... I'm talking. I'm serious. I came from, like, probably lose a lot of subscribers now because they probably just picture me like a low-life scum, good rat girl or something, but I really am not. But I came from that. So, you know, my mom was a promiscuous. She was a street whore. She was not particularly beautiful or anything in the looks department. I got all my looks from my dad. Sorry, but my dad is very, very good looking. He used to do modeling. He, not professional though, but, he had 7 kids. I mean, he's the stereotypical bad boy, you know, like highly attractive and can get any woman to sleep with him. That's my dad. And I'm just like him in the sense that, not that I would get anyone to sleep with me, because unfortunately, I don't have that aggressive trait. And I say unfortunately because at this point in life, people, narcissists seem to like go through life, getting away with shit and not having it faze them at all. You know? And I'm kind of envious of that because I have empathy and I care a lot. And it's to my detriment, you know. I mean, even my ex said that, well, you're too nice. I'm like, okay, so you want me not to be nice, so then I could be a bitch, so then you could have justification in treating me a certain way. And that's basically what my ex would push me to do all the time, to get me into a bitch mode where I would be aggressive, and then oh, look at her, she's crazy, I'm gonna go cheat on her. Whatever. Chaos. Anyway, so my parents, you know, my mom, she was drinking. She always drank, and she hung out in the streets with the undesirables, the druggies, and she wasn't addicted to any drugs or anything, but she was a big time drinker. And my dad is an alcoholic, so they meshed well together, met up with each other through friends. My dad was already 30-something years old when he met my mom that was only 18, 19 years old. I think he met her at 18. So yeah, my dad, you're going to say my dad's a predator. He is. I mean, that does not offend me. Like, you know, I know about all the things that my dad did, and probably not even half of the things that he did I don't even know about, but I can only imagine all this stuff. So, yeah. When I say I'm like my dad, I mean, I think I get a lot of good traits from him. Like, I'm very charismatic. I can be very, not always, but I can be very charismatic. I'm funny. I think I like to joke around a lot, and I love laughing. Sometimes I don't stop. I can't stop laughing. Like, I swear to God, I could be so miserable and depressed inside, but I'll be laughing and joking around with everybody else. Okay, so that's my dad's side. But my dad's a criminal, and I'm not a criminal, so I didn't go that route. You know, I ended up dating criminals, so that makes sense. You know, my dad's that way, so you kind of attract what you're familiar with, and that's what happened. Unfortunately, I got in some real dangerous situations because of that. Because of my magnet inside is attracting me to the abusers, because that's just the way it is. You know, it's in my DNA, and it's also in my upbringing. But again, I've done criminal acts. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, nobody's gonna be subscribed to me, but you know what? This is my truth channel. I'm not here to sugarcoat. I was gonna say color code. What? I'm here to be real, and the more I'm on this channel, the more real I'm gonna be, and the more honest I'm gonna be, because because I just need people to know my life story. Yeah, I do. And I also want to help people because I want you to be able to detect when and how you got into certain situations. You know, your upbringing does determine this. You know, there's a lot of factors that tie into why you're in an abusive relationship or situation. It just, you know, it's not your fault. And you don't have to stay in it either, okay? It's going to be hard to leave toxic environments or people, but it's possible. All right, so let me get back to my story. So anyway, my parents are basically, I don't know, low lives criminals. All right, good for them. Congratulations. You did nothing with your life. You've done nothing with your life, and you've modeled bad behavior for your children to follow. It's like, my mother's telling me one time, she's like, you know, because I've tried to confront her a lot of times about the abuse that she had me endure, and, you know, watch and not do anything about it, or have me cover up when the cops came and stuff, so I wouldn't be able to say nothing. I had to be quiet. So I confront her about this, and she's just like, I forgot now. What the hell, man? There's so many bumps around. She was like, what's going on with me? Oh, she was like, oh, you know, you should learn from my life not to go the same route and not to follow me. You should be learning from what I gone through or what you went through. Most of the time she says what she goes through. She barely ever acknowledges that I went through any kind of abuse. Yeah, so that's that. And then she's just like, well, you should learn from my mistakes and not to do certain things. I'm just like, that's not how it works, but okay. You think you know everything, huh? It's just like narcissists like her are very low IQ people. You know, like, because there's so many levels of the narcissist. There's more intellectual, there's more, you know, mentally disabled narcissists. I mean, it comes in a lot of flavors. You know, there's so many combinations. You don't know what you're gonna get. So, my mother, not too bright. She's not the brightest bulb, let me tell you. And she's a narcissist on top of that. That's a dangerous combo, man. I've been in so many dangerous situations because of her lack of judgment. And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not like that, because I am to a certain degree, but I'm a little smarter than her. I would like to think I am better than her in that sense, where, you know, I educate myself purposely to remedy the ills of my life. Like, I always want to fix things. Like, I want to find the solution to problems. I don't want to suffer my whole life. I prefer trying to live somewhat of a normal, happy life, and I'm very observant, and I have a lot of self-awareness. So thank God for that. You know, I do appreciate that I have these abilities of insights, and my mother does not. And I think it's because, what the fuck are you, like, seriously, you want to run me off the road? Are you crazy? I just went over a train stop and this guy's rushing me. Okay? Crazy people out here. I don't even want to be driving. I honestly don't. So, let me just turn here so this stupid guy can go ahead of me and leave me alone. Go away. Bye. Bye. Yeah, it's a pickup truck. Of course it is. I'm saying that because these are racists around here. Discount. Anyway, so yeah. I'm from the ghetto, man. I'm from the hood. I'm from the projects. Actually, no, I didn't live in the projects, but I lived across the street from them, so it's basically the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I grew up with roaches being normal, mice, rats even. My grandfather had rats that went over his overhead where ceiling was. It's traumatic. I have so many traumas. I don't know what to do with it. I have to let it out and let people know, because everything has been traumatizing for me. Like, all these things, some people never experience ever in their life, and I just have like an abundance of these traumas, a big amount of it. How do you heal from that? Like, just there's so many to work through, and I haven't even gotten past the surface yet. Like, you know, working in therapy and all that, fine, but the truth is, I have an overabundance of trauma, and it's just, you know, my brain tried to normalize it, but it was so bad. Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. I have to edit this video. I have such an abundance of trauma that it'll take me like 10-20 years to really fix it. And I think that's a lot of people's problems too. Because the complex post-traumatic stress that people experience in their childhoods up to their teen years to their adulthood, it just follows them all the way, you know, up the ladder. And it's hard. You need a long-term time in counseling and therapy. It's just like, I don't have that kind of money and time. And now with this coronavirus, there's not many options anymore. Not for people with low income, there is not. You know? So, Jesus. What kind of roads are there here? New Jersey, please fix the roads, please. It's horrendous. So, you don't believe me? Look it up. Look it up. Worst roads in the country. One of them is New Jersey. Oh, shit. It's because of the corruption we have here. Jesus, I gotta go over another damn train track. The corruption we have here with the government, they don't fix our roads or infrastructure. All our buildings are falling apart. That's why I really, you know, living in the South, I noticed it wasn't quite like this. You know, especially Florida, all their buildings are brand new and intact, and the roads are smooth as heck. But yeah, that's my complaint of the day. So, oh, beautiful Christmas decorations. I do love that about winter and Christmas up here. You know, the decorations and Christmas cheer. Hey guys, are you still there? Oh my God, I only have like a few minutes. Wait a minute, what am I doing? This is a stop sign. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, yeah, so my parents are, you know, what they are. I basically should have followed the same life line as my parents, you know, being a criminal or murdered by now. But I almost did get murdered all the time. So I don't trust myself around anybody, like, until I'm really, really repaired and recovered from the abuses. I mean, most likely will get involved with another abuser, or I'll go back to the abuser. And it's my program. It's not an excuse, but it's definitely a reason. And I just want to say that I'm not perfect. I've done bad things that I regret. And generational cursing. You know, I share DNA with these people. Oh boy. Alright guys, thank you for listening to some weird, ranty, disorganized speech thing that I just spewed out. Alright, so thank you for listening guys. Hope everyone is doing well and keeping safe during this time, because it's fucking hard out here, man. It's hard. And you know, everyone stay safe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment to encourage me to make the videos. And thank you very much for listening. Bye.